Hello, my name is Megan Carver and I am a Plexus ambassador. And I am actually doing a video today about times when I was taking Plexus before I became an ambassador and I almost quit. I almost quit several times because it turned out, and I didn't know this, that I had a yeast overgrowth in my stomach, which can cause a lot of issues when you're starting out with Plexus. So basically what happened is that I had tried everything under the sun to help out with my health and wellness goals. I always had a little bit of a pooch on my tummy. I was always tired. I always had allergies. I just never felt like I could get in a good workout, and even when I did get in a good workout, I wasn't seeing big differences. I would try cleanses, like the Master Cleanse. I was paleo for a year and a half. I took all these different, medications for different issues that I had, including I had anxiety and depression. I also had acid reflux disease, lots of different stuff. And I was trying to get into better shape. Now, I'm not overweight by any means. I mean, you can see I'm not really overweight. But I wanted to just feel leaner, feel better. And so I noticed that my sister-in-law, Krista Farmer, who's an ambassador, was posting all the time on Facebook about Plexus. And I did the thing where I'm like, oh my God, she is talking about this all the time. This poor girl has gotten roped into this scheme and she has no idea that it's just a money-making thing. Oh, that poor sweet girl. And then I started seeing her before and after pictures, which were pretty remarkable. And then I started seeing her post before and after pictures of other people, which were also remarkable. So I started doing some research on the products, looking up the ingredients, looking up what the ingredients did, talking with Krista. I finally decided, you know what, screw it. I've literally tried everything else, screw it. I'm just gonna see what this does for me. So I got Plexus. That's the Plexus Slim, the Pro Bio, and the Bio Cleanse, which specifically that one is one that usually we'll recommend for people who are suffering from yeast overgrowth symptoms that are similar to that. And man, oh man, I got so much worse. I had bloating. I couldn't really feel like I fit into my clothes right. I was so farty all the time. I was really tired. And one thing that I really wanted was to have a little bit more of a control over my sugar cravings, and they actually got worse. I was like, oh my God, I need M&Ms like every second of the day. What is going on? So after a couple of weeks, I talked to Krista and I said, you know what? I think Plexus just isn't for me. I think there's something wrong with my body, or it's just not reacting well. So thank you for trying to help me, but I don't think Plexus is for me. And she said, okay, well, I didn't have any of those issues when I first started Plexus. So let me do this. I'm going to get you on the phone with another ambassador who actually had a lot of these yeast die-off symptoms that you're talking about. And let's see if we can maybe find an idea or two to help you get through this. So I got on the phone with Kaylin West, who also had the same thing that I did. And we talked a little bit about what I was experiencing and what she had experienced when she first started Plexus. And it was literally the exact same thing. The farting, the bloating, the craving of food, the not feeling well, the going to the bathroom all the time. And she was like, I know it's tough and I know it's hard. I was in your position before. I promise you it's going to get better. Just keep up with your water. If you're not taking the X Factor, which that's the multivitamin that Plexus does that has aloe in it, if you're not taking that and you don't want to take X Factor, just add some aloe into your diet, like some aloe pills or the drinks or something, so that you're absorbing more of the product, and that will speed up the die-off process. So I did that. A couple weeks later, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just, I don't know if I can handle feeling this gross. I was about 2 months in at this point, where I was just not feeling different. I wasn't that amazing after picture all of a sudden after like 2 weeks. And so I said to Krista again, I can't do this. I gotta quit. She said, all right, how much do you have left in your Plexus Slim pack? Like, how many more days do you have left in your product? I said about like 10 days. She said, okay, here's the thing, you're still within the 60-day money-back guarantee thing, so why don't you just finish out your product, see if it gets any better, and then if it doesn't, you're still getting all of your money back. I mean, what are you going to lose for that? just keep up with what you're doing, and let's just see if there are any changes in the next week and a half. I cannot tell you how glad I am that she encouraged me to do that, because then I started feeling the changes. I started noticing that the farting wasn't happening all the time. I could walk past a big bowl of M&Ms and candies and things like that, and the weirdest thing happened. I didn't need to have willpower against it. I just didn't want it anymore. It was so weird. And my workouts were better. I was getting up at 5 in the morning and just ready to take the dog for a run, which never would happen with me before. And then after feeling the differences for about a month, I had my before picture. I started taking after pictures because my after pictures were starting to happen. And I started to feel better on the inside. I didn't feel swollen, and that started happening on the outside. I wasn't as swollen. And so now here I am, literally almost a year later that I've been taking Plexus. I only wish that I had started sooner. I only wish I had started sooner. So if for any reason you are taking Plexus and you start noticing stuff, whether it be like, oh my gosh, I have headaches, or I'm having to go to the bathroom all the time, is that normal? Or I'm really thirsty, what's going on? The best thing you can do is talk to your ambassador that got you signed up, because we have a whole tree of different people who have had different experiences with Plexus, whether it be they got started and oh my goodness, everything was great and I was fantastic after a couple of weeks, to people like me where it took me about 2 months before I started really feeling good changes. So reach out to your ambassador, let them know what's going on with you, because if worse comes to worse, if it's really not right for you, you still get your money back, and you at least gave it the full amount of time that it needs to really process through your system. So that's what I have to say. If you're having any trouble with your Plexus, reach out to your ambassador. You're always welcome to talk to me as well. You can email me at megan@p4plexus.com. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you accept Plexus into your life. Have a good one.